Hello Voyagers, long time no speak about anything. It's really quite hot out here. Oh, and by the way, we've got a little somebody, that's Louis, sitting on the table while I do my video. I'm going to take my hat off because it's a shiny head. So, a few things to update you with. Okay, first of all, this is the last time I do this, because each time I order something from the United Kingdom, I get walloped with a huge customs import charge. The last one I'm doing, this is the, I'll open it and you can see. Last one I'm doing, not doing anymore. It's a 12-inch, it's 45 RPM, 12-inch single. I designed the front with a little eye and also the high-res picture, the winter at the back. It's come out really well. I wasn't sure whether the high-res, and also I designed the inner label. I don't know where you can see that. An eye, and the other side, another eye. So what's on the first side, which is the brown side, is a mix that I've managed to find off YouTube, which has now been removed. So whenever you get these mixes come on, grab them if you know how to, and save them. It's the Sunday at 7 mix, which is Motown One Boy. Really good. However, because you've got so much space on the thing, I put a beginning bit of, you know, the 5.1 Dolby surround sound of Dan. I did a little bit of that, and then I mixed a bit of just a minute or two of that, and then I put the long version of the Motown Boy Sunday at 7 mix on one side. On the other side, because you've got space, is another mix. I can't remember. It's like an Italo mix, I think they called it, and it sounds as if it was being mixed by the Pet Shop Boys. It's kind of sort of more sort of techno-y. And then right at the end, I put the full 5.1 stereo mix. You know, the Atmos. I put that because I think that's really good. So I put that again in full on the B side. This, I know the sound quality on these aren't that good, because my husband said these are acetate, so you know you can, they're nice. It's a novelty, because at the end of the day, I don't think we'll get any more singles. I don't, you know, and I like this one a lot, but I like this mix, and I've done my own little thing. It's just a one-off, you know. It cost £66 GBP, plus of course to import it costs another 23 euros, so it's like £100 or €100 item. But I'm going to keep that as like a because I think Keep an Eye on Dan is a great song. As I heard it on the first play, I thought, ooh, especially with the SOS bit at the end. But I think it's one of these songs, it's going to be a bit like The Day Before You Came, where people don't understand it now, but in time, people will go, yeah, you know. So I don't know. I don't think it could be. I'd love it to be a single. I'd love it to do well. But the way the singles charts are at the moment, we don't know. Look, the next thing I wanted to talk about was No Doubt About It. You know, if you see my video clips, there's a video. Oh, someone's doing some gardening next door. Hope you can remember. You can hear me. There's a video clip of us doing the very first listen of the album on the night that it was released. I had to cut out the music because of the YouTube stuff, but at the end of No Doubt About It, when I heard it for the first time, I said, that's got to be a single. It has been released as a single. Now we've all thought, well, where is it though? You know, it's not physical single. I contacted the Abba Voyage people, said that they weren't going to do a physical single, but it was going to go out to radio. Well, unless radio play it, people stream it. And Abba fans notoriously are not streamers, So it's basically it did chart. I think someone told me in Sweden a bit. But with me, it's a shame. We need physical stuff. But I mean, I think really now we need to just leave Voyage alone, not to release any more stuff from it, because all it's doing, in the future, someone who does discography will do an average of all the chart positions, and the last two, I mean, Little Things, 67 UK chart highest position, and Just a Notion, what was it, 59. Those two, if they're included in a discography in the future, done by a music enthusiast, it will have spoilt their average. So it's doing some harm, I think, to legacy there. So we need to, in future, a music writer will have to separate the chart out from the original era to this new era, where the singles are just anything. I mean, Adele had singles as well extracted from her big #1 album. They didn't do that well either, because she had the one major single, and then they had these extracts, that people do, download a single track of the album that charts. But those aren't singles. Anyway, so No Doubt About It, unfortunately, I'd love to have had a physical single. I might do a No Doubt About It with this, but I'm not going to do it through this company, because I can't be asked to do all that. This has been stuck in customs in Madrid for 3.5 weeks. It was made, I don't know where it says it. Probably, it hasn't got a date on it or anything like that. But I mean, it was sent at the end of January, and it's taken till today. Yeah, 26th of January it was sent out, and it's customs declaration, vinyl, 65 GBP, plus I've had to pay, this stuff. I'd like to have a No Doubt About It single, a 7-inch single, maybe I make, but I have been looking around for, these one-off vinyl makers that do these things. I mean, it's just for me, nothing else. It's like when I did these little stickers, these they're just like for me, and I've sent some out to some good friends and everything. But now that off topic, now that I'm a dual national, doesn't affect whether I pay or not. I've got 2 passports now, so the only thing that this one is useful for is in May to jump the Brexit queue, so I can go ahead and arrange the taxis the other side of passport control in London, while my husband's got British as well, so he can come with me. My other 2 friends got Austrian and Bulgarian passports. They'll be stuck in the Brexit line, so we'll go ahead. So the only advantage of having this in London for May is to jump the line and go and get the transport ready for the hotels. And then when I return, I'll jump the line again by using the Spanish one to come back into the EU, and my freedom of movement is now better than Boris Johnson and Priti Patel. But that's all I'm going to talk about with that silly subject. Stupid. Grammy. The Grammy nomination, I think it's in April now. It was delayed. So people have been saying, or people have been directing us to this MSNBC or some other, quite a few have covered it, that ABBA, the people at the Grammys want ABBA to go to the Grammys. Now, the only way you're going to get ABBA in person, go to the Grammys, is if A, they've won it, and they know they've won it, and that they're going to do some sort of package with them. I don't think that you're going to get, for elderly people now, on a plane via London to Las Vegas, 14 hours. I don't honestly think so. I think if they have won it for sure, and they've been given some time to prepare, I think maybe they'll get all 4 of them into a room and do a pre-recorded thank you to the world, accepting their Grammy. But I would only do that, if I knew that I'd won it, Because look what happened with the Brits. Everybody thought they'd win the Brit Awards. I mean, at the end of the day, my little campaign that I had on Twitter saying, are you going to do a Brit? They got a nomination, but it was a duo, not even a group. Best group, but it was a duo. Someone that invented a group a year ago to win something. There's lots of hoo-ha over the Brit Awards. They should have won that. Shame on you, Brits, for a group that won't be around in a year and a half from now has won the best group, best international group. Horrible. Very disappointed, but there you go. But nothing to prove, as we keep getting told. The birthday clip in the RMV or the mono music, singing happy birthday to one of Ludwig's friends. Interesting because that also had Little Boots. Hello, Little Boots. They're all over there in Sweden rehearsing. So and then people are saying, well, why would you go all the way to Sweden to rehearse? Well, I have a theory that it's because they're obviously using the old live extracted vocals, and they may have had to bring down the sound, the background sound, or even the backing singers down, because all microphones were plugged into different things. So they've got the source tape. And I think they just brought everything down, and the new band, I think that all the new band were in that photo and that video of them at RMV. I think they're testing the levels so that the new band comes, you know, in London in May to do a more modern sound, and obviously to do so it's just a guess as to why you'd all go all the way to Stockholm with the band to do some rehearsals, because no doubt they'll have to come back to London to start the rehearsals in situ and everything. Talking of the Voyage concerts, we saw last night two lovely pictures. One of a sunset of the Abba Arena taken by someone from a train or something, or from a balcony nearby. Sunset with the Abba logo, flashing, and another one with nightfall with the East End skyscrapers behind. Is beautiful, really is beautiful to see. It's great advertising. People that are going past on trains are going to see it. If you're a Brotherhood of Man fan, come out to your balcony, you won't like seeing it. And also a shout out to my friend Steve Grant, who is in Tight Fit, who is wondering what to call their next album. What about Voyageurs? Just a joke. They're around 40 years later. Tight Fit of, Fantasy Island sounded very ABBA, and I actually met Steve once and sat down with him to have a drink. And I said, "Did you realise that when you were doing Fantasy Island in 1980, was it 81, 83, that it sounded like ABBA?" No, it came out that way, so they didn't intentionally do it, but anyway, he's a great admirer. He loves and they're back, so the legacy groups are back and everything. So shout out to Steve, Tight Fit, and they've had a #1 with the Heritage Chart with their latest single, which is Fallout, which is great. So there is a market. Wish we could have Top of the Pops back, for groups groups that can sing. And unfortunately today on Waking we heard the sad news that Bjorn and Lena are divorcing after 41 years. It's a shame. No one knows why. It's none of our business. Keep your comments to yourselves as to what you think about it. But the Swedes are this kind of thing where a marriage is a procedure that you go through, which then ends and changes. And the Swedes are very sensible. So unless you're Swedish, you don't really understand. I mean, Sweden is very much a interesting sort of mentality. So don't on Twitter, I've seen some stupid things, said. When you start typing, from your armchair, and you've had your glass of, red wine, and you're a bit tiddly, shut up. Don't say stupid things that, then you regret later. Just be careful with what you say in your Instagram posts and Facebook and everything. It's all, everyone's an expert. Everyone's an expert. Anyway, that's all. So I'm going to give you another little look at this one's really good because I had to do a high res retouch it because the other one came out a bit blurry. But this one I love. It looks really nice. I did a little eye. I don't know whether it looks a bit sort of Masonic with that. So I like that. It looks really nice. and that's the high-res pic that got sent, so that's really beautiful there. Yeah, I don't put any words on them, it's all self-explanatory, A side, B side, and I like the way the eyes have come out. I think that's really, keep an eye on that. You know, so that's my little single. You know, there's no point me playing it and everything, because it will get banned by copyright on YouTube, but and B, I know that the sound isn't as good as like a CD reproduction of it. You know, you're supposed to send a WAV or an MP3 to them and everything, but you know, it's cut, you know, on the fly sort of thing, so it's not really a quality thing, but for me it's a novelty. It's my little Keep an Eye on Dan 12-inch single. Like I said, I'd love it to have been a single, and it's got potential to I think be discovered as years go by, to be Another Day Before You Came, where people didn't understand it when it came out, but then as time goes by it becomes one of the classics in their repertoire. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. Ranted for a bit too long, and hope everyone is ready for, not long to go now, about 90 days to go before we all fly off to London, obviously at various times during the year, and that's it really. Just I can't think of anything else to say, but it's been a bit quiet, you know, so not much has been going on. It's a shame about the No Doubt About It single release, which I think it hasn't done anything, you know. It's a great track, I love it, you know, but times are different, and singles don't, especially if you don't sell them physically. I mean, we could have got it into the charts if we'd have got a CD single and a vinyl and bought it. We would have got yeah, but then again, it would have been in quite a low chart position. I'm thinking about the legacy more than anything else. Anyway, speak to you soon if I've got anything else to say.